Ryan was kind enough to get on to this Karen convoy early. Wrote an article about it on the 23rd, which was a couple days ago, as a matter of fact, yesterday morning. Some truckers descend on Ottawa in the name of grifting. I mean, freedom. Now, you chimed in because when he wrote the article, it went viral. And yesterday we saw this movement across the country of a fundraiser for $3 million that was being run out of Alberta, that was attached to a protest of unvaccinated truckers. Am I right so far, Ryan? Am I getting on the
Yeah, that's it.
Explain real quick the gist of the protest and what you wrote about, which obviously trended yesterday for a long period of time and sort of blew the doors off the grift behind the Karen Convoy / Truckers for Freedom / runfromthevax.org. Go ahead.
Yeah. It started out, it sounded like a grassroots thing, and it sounded, like a couple of truckers that were, angry about the mandates coming in for the cross-border requirements to be vaccinated to do international shipping. So we looked at it, and I went to the GoFundMe because I saw there was a fundraiser. So I thought, okay, let's see how that's doing, thinking that probably doesn't have anything. And Christ, it was like over $1 million by the time I looked at it. I'm like, who the hell's donating this? Like, this is crazy. Who's running this fundraiser? So I did a little digging, and it turns out that the one of the board members from the Maverick Party, the Separatists, the ones that want to become part of the states, Donald Trump United States.
Tamara Litch is her name. Litch. Born and raised on the Saskatchewan prairies, lives in Medicine Hat. Part of an alt-rock outfit for 20 years that played local pubs.
Yeah. So very, very qualified. Lots of connections to the transport industry, I guess.
Actually, let me correct you. None. Curiously, you said she seemingly has no direct connection to the trucking industry. She worked in the oil and gas industry and was a singer, quote, for a local metal band.
Oh, well, what she's saying is she used to be a singer for a local metal band, and that's how she met guys with trucks. That's all. That's all.
It makes sense. Yeah, she might have seen a truck or been in a truck at a certain time. But anyway, so I started watching it, and some other people, as it gained steam and we wrote the article, a lot of people that are actually like good at the deep dives into this started digging into it and realizing that the amounts of money and the way the money's coming in right now, and how she keeps on moving the goalpost up. I think it's over 3 million now, and it looks a lot like the way they launder money. Like when you get money coming in from overseas, and they'll use different avenues, different ways to deflect it from a political party. Yeah. But she is affiliated directly as a board member with a political party. So there's nowhere on the Maverick website that actually refers to this, which is kind of weird because you figure they would be behind this movement and cheering them on, but it's crickets from them. So that's a bit suspicious as well. So GoFundMe shut them down. Well, they suspended the ability to withdraw the funds pending investigation. So she put out a tweet and some stuff on whatever the loser Facebook is, Telegram or Telegraph or whatever, and told people to donate to her on her personal account to her own email, like to actually e-transfer her the money directly. So that's totally above board, right? Like, that's fine. What I didn't know, and Rookie told me yesterday when we were talking, was that they will actually suspend your transactions on your bank account if you get too many coming in, because it looks like money laundering. Like there's a problem. Like it looks like there's some sort of fraud. So your bank gets involved with a fraud investigation. So now I guess whoever her bank is probably involved investigating the fraud. GoFundMe is investigating it as a fraud. No, but it's funny because mainstream media wouldn't talk about it. They didn't say anything about it whatsoever. But the minute it broke that she's starting to take the donations personally, I guess they got interested and reached out, and GoFundMe directly answered them. We asked questions and we didn't get any answers, but of course, you're going to talk to CTV over Ryan, so it's all good. Whatever, I don't care. I'm still
but it was your story that broke it up.
Yeah, so it was okay. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever. As long as it gets to the bottom of it, I'll find out. I'll report on it, and I'll get the clicks later. So that's okay.
Exactly.
Good.
Yeah,
somebody else do the work for me.
Also, you can sleep at night because you know you're not a fucking loser. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's and there's a lot of right wing conservative support from a lot of like Pierre Polivet, the one we were talking about, just
Pierre Pepper Potts.
Yeah,
Damien's favorite. Yeah,
Pigeon Pierre. He's been retweeting everything and showing support, and so it's going to come down to when they figure out where the money is actually coming from, because there's no. It just seems very unreasonable that much money could have been collected when you take the temperature of the actual general population, the 90% of people that are vaccinated that are saying these guys are all a bunch of fucking clowns.
Yeah.
So it's something to watch for the next couple of days for sure, just to see if they do get to the bottom of something, or if there's any sort of federal involvement with finances and picking it apart, because they're not a registered charity. They're not a registered anything. There's more. There's a web of other donation grifts that are connected to it. I think I sent you that. Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
so like all of these are all connected to the same thing.
Yeah.
But who are they? Who are you? Why are you taking this money?
Well, can't you see it's the Make Freedom Convoy 2022 go to every province goal, and then it's the Norman Traversy Ottawa Truckers goal, and then the Freedom Convoy goal. Help Darcy 6. Get to Ottawa goal.
Number 6 was my favorite.
I wonder if I will get this goal. They $100,000.
Haven't gotten anything yet.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Ezra Levant's going to do with all this money?
He's going to build that building finally.
Damien Buntsma from Beard Winter LLP joins us. He's a lawyer. He chimed in on the tweet, and you basically laid it out for us because you were one of the people. You're a labor lawyer. You chimed in. You're like, hey, everybody, I wrote these vaccination policies for a lot of these big trucker companies. I just want to lay that out for you. There is no shortage of food in this country. The shelves are not fucking empty. None of that stuff is going on. And the pictures that have been posted are stock photos from a UK publisher known as Buzz. So before we get into the details about what's going on with truckers, it was a prank played on a group of people who willingly donate because they think they're fighting tyranny. They're not contributing. The ones that are not vaccinated, the reason why they were protesting, are not contributing to the supply chain issues, correct?
No, I mean, I can tell you that I represent some of the larger, let's say, trucking establishments that we have. Some of my clients operate from Montreal all the way to Windsor. So they called me, or I called them, whatever it may be, back in November. So we're talking almost immediately upon them learning that these policies and regulations were going to be put in place. So what ended up happening is they knew the Department of Homeland Security was going to put in these regulations, and our own government. So what did they do is, just like other employers, other industries said, let's get a vaccination policy in place. And what the policies are, at least across my clients, which I can say is going to be pretty consistent across the board in the industry, not everybody, but most, is that all of them is that tell us if you're vaccinated or not. That's the essence of the policy. Number 2 is, if you're not vaccinated, well, then you can't go to the US. But guess what? We are going to redeploy everybody so that the people who are vaccinated will go routes that you need to be vaccinated, and those who are not vaccinated will go and keep it domestic. That's all that happened. None of my clients, these are large-scale corporations. These are not the smaller mom-pop shops. So this is not something that's just nominal in scale. They put these in place to accommodate all of their workers, all of them, regardless of whether or not what they believe in. They said, listen, if you're not vaccinated, then you're not vaccinated, but we are going to help you, and we are going to make sure that you continue working. And 85% or more of these workers are vaccinated. So, this.
Yeah, there isn't a far stray. There's not a far stray. It's not like truckers are different than Canadians. They're part of that 85%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're saying 85% of truckers are at, and you've written the policies for these trucking companies, and your firm has written the policies for these trucking companies, and you know the exact number being around 85% of truckers across the country that are vaccinated, and you also wrote the policies that says you can still work here if you're not vaccinated. You just have to do domestic routes. What has the pushback been like from unvaccinated truckers with their employers? Have you seen much? Are they happy to have those routes? And how many are saying, you know what, fuck you, we're not working at all? Like, what is that percentage? Can you break any of that down?
I wouldn't even be able to give a percentage. I would say that it's almost nil. I haven't had questions from clients on that because it's pure accommodation. Like, we're not even talking about in some industrialized or manufacturing clients of mine, they've put in testing, for example. None of my clients have actually put in testing in the trucking industry. So to them, they are running the domestic routes. That's it. So what are they going to complain about?
So is this more like you think it might be like more owner-operator led, like grassroots that way, possibly, because we're not seeing I wouldn't.
Yeah, because then I don't understand who those people were that were protesting. And listen, it was one of the more pathetic protests you'll ever see. And I know, in one town, 4 trucks showed up, and they were pickup trucks, a lot of truck nuts, as Ryan pointed out, lots of truck nuts. But Ottawa, they had a few. It was more or less a few traveling bands of idiots. And those idiots were telling everybody to donate on behalf of all the truckers. Meanwhile, if I'm not mistaken, the Canadian Trucker Association put out this thing, and there's the vast majority of trucking industry is vaccinated. Stop doing this. It is unsafe. The CTA president, Stephen Laskowski, said the only way to cross the border in a commercial truck or any other vehicle now is to get vaccinated because the rules on both sides of the border say that you have to. So who were those people, Damien? Do you know who they were?
Well, they are people who don't have to go to work. So at the end of the day, I mean,
they're people that aren't working for big corporations that can just give a truck away for a week. Yeah, sure, go drive and waste fuel and down the highway miles. Go ahead.
And here's the thing: they're complaining about, let's say, the supply chain. But so during this time that they're so worried about all of us, all the Canadians that are going to go without food from these fictitious pictures, right? Yeah. So they're deciding, to protest that, we are not going to deliver anything to any of your homes during this time because we represent a single-digit percentage, and we're going to bring you to your knees. This is what they think.
So send us money. So
that's fucking awesome when you put it that way.
It's like a hostage taking.
Yeah.
But that's what they said. They literally said
ransom.
that they are doing this they are doing it to bring us to our knees so that we will change functionally our public policy.
How about these? How about these 2 middle fingers for that group? How about that one? How about the double guns? Go fuck yourself. That is unbelievable when you put it like that.
Maybe we have this all wrong. They want to bring us to our knees. Maybe it's a grinder convention, and we've all,
they're holding my avocados hostage. They want ransom.
I want to put it on my tongue.
Well, think about that though. Think about it, because this is the benefit of the grift though, and it's the same same with Chris Sky. Listen, everybody, the end is coming, and if it's not for us standing up for you, you're going to experience terror and tyranny, and you're going to go hungry. And to help you fight this tyranny, we're going to prevent food from getting on the shelves and you from getting to work, and we're going to clog the 407 and we're going to clog the 401, and we're going to just generally be assholes and prevent you from eating. Meanwhile, we're doing this so that you can eat. It makes no sense.
Oppression cosplayers is what they
LARPing.
Are.
It's oppression LARPing.
Yeah. But it's so okay, because this is the first time I'm even hearing that this protest was about that. I thought this was one of those ambiguous, overarching kind of freedom rallies that you might see a Bernier at, and they don't like vaccines and they don't like mandates. But you're saying that this is specified for the guys who are like, I lost my route to Buffalo, so now I got to go to Winnipeg.
Yes,
those guys.
It's true.
Oh my God,
it is Winnipeg, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Like, I was supposed to be in Florida this week, and now I get the Winnipeg corridor in February. It's not a great time.
I'd protest that too, to be honest.
Yeah. I can't run the drugs I smuggle in my van trailer if I go to Winnipeg.
So it's not though an overarching freedom, liberty kind of.
No, they said it was and it wasn't. This is how they painted the whole thing. And here's the fucked up part. Here are the players that are involved, to Ryan's point. And you'll love this, Damien, because you hate these pricks as much as I do. The ones that appropriate your feelings for personal use, that one. So I'm going to put this out. This is from New Brunswick, and this is Canada Proud. Now, if you read Ryan's story at deanblundell.com, it has all these details in it. So Canada Proud is run by a guy named Jeff Ballingall. Jeff Ballingall is Aaron O'Toole's campaign guy, right-hand guy, and he is a virulent nationalist. He's also connected to virulent racists like Gavin McInnes. And when I pointed that out once, he sent me a tweet and said, "Oh, yeah, you got no proof. Good luck finding it," which means there's probably lots of proof he's trying to hide. But anyway, so they take this picture, which is a pre-pandemic picture. You know the big toilet paper rush of 2020? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Where everybody, so that's where this is from. And through Jeff Ballingall, the call went out to a whole bunch of conservative assholes, like a ton of them. And when we pointed it out, like when we said, "Hey, listen, by the way, this is a grift, and here's Ryan's article," they all went quiet. All of them went quiet. And here's the great part: not just that picture is bullshit. The large majority of pictures that were used to tell everybody that you're going to go hungry weren't even from this fucking country.
No, they weren't. That one, and actually, just to be for transparency, that picture that came from a Press Progress report that I read, that's actually from a snowstorm. That's why they missed their delivery because of road conditions. That's why those shelves were empty.